Down there are several things how are more than or less than unsayable in policy, at low for human beings who wish to win elections. For lot year, any severe conversations on big changes to the NHS or its principles include been on how listing. But in the facility creaky, person terror stories growing for the winter's time of blood pressure, the choir of thing must be made is increasing louder. The night's newest figures how will offer the statistics sentence on the disappointment of patients and problems for hospitals in England will offer more than munition to such, consisting Tory MPs and the main secretaries, powerful ex-head of personnel who are disputing for a King committee, or crucifix party talk to thresh out the issues. Over closed doors cute lot each political figure will recognize the facility is departure to requirement more than cash, but he's a issue of how, while, and in which strings assigned. But time down there include been lot of demands for a appropriate discussion on which following ideas and proposals are solvent on the land. Present the ex-secretary nickname Bowles, deliberate one of the Tories' big brains, is risking and concept how he believes could ensure a decision, offer length-term sustainability to the NHS finance and get several of the policy great permanent out of the question. Out of Reformation he writes, the NHS is a gowk in the exchequer breed, greedily needing always more than cash and enterprising some social services always nearer to the end. His reply is a hypothecated taxation, rebranding domestic insurance coverage as domestic public health insurance coverage, wherever voters' payments of NI openly go particularly to the NHS, the cash detained and allocated of a stay-alone foundation, external the exchequers understand, consumable onto plans set each 5 year. Historically such a concept would be potential to email a chancellor to clinic in a scare assault themselves. But time he's not ultimate. Interestingly, the concept of a particular tax for public health has the supporting of a ex-lug of the exchequer, nicknamed Macpherson, amongst other. Quantity 11 hates to miss monitoring of cash, but politically, as the NHS struggles, demands for new thought are house. He's of year rather probable, in the demands of Brexit and the challenge of moving the NHS at all, how quantity 10 will just expect to get via the yearly winter stresses, conduct on in its reformation and get on calmly in its much longer period planner to reformation public thoroughness. Labour will go on to do the instance how more than cash is promptly require and how individual providers are gobbling up to a lot of the NHS budgeting. Surely, it would be remarkable if Theresa May was to search for any drastic changing quickly. And by the government source say largest human beings' expertise of the public health facility is yet really favourable, so maybe down there's no actual consumer demand for changing and one day the winter passes all will be so. How feels upbeat although. Several NHS insiders claim how the facility and its present pattern is achieving the end of its really length tie. In reality, present the lug of NHS providers, the organization how represents Clinic Link, has spelled to the public health SEC proverb the facility can't go on love. The N is at a divide time. The targets how include been newly skipped will be very difficult to achieve once again. Sounding love bowls connecting the demands for changing question. And largest importantly, every day of challenge for the NHS house observed or skilled by members of the social at first brush brings us nearer to a day while thing must be made becomes a policy consumer demand how is unfeasible to disregard.